All right, the Lamar Jackson saga continues to entertain. It frankly never disappoints us. There seems to always be a bizarre, crazy story in the headlines with this whole situation. There's been a lot going on between the two parties, and we've covered it quite frequently on this channel. But today, Lamar Jackson tweeting out that he did formally request a trade from the Ravens. This seems like the final bridge has been burned. I don't think you can salvage this situation. It seems untenable. I don't know how you bring a guy back after requesting a trade. All this has been said about each other, this, that, and the other. There's crazy stories. We got non-legal representations. We got no agents. We got Lamar saying, you don't respect me. You don't want to pay me. The Ravens saying, hey, we want to pay you, just not at this crazy number. There's some reasons for that. But it's been a whole cavalcade of crazy circumstances. I'm going to break down everything going on currently as we stand. But if you could first, drop a quick like on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already. New videos every single weekday. But let's get into it. All right, so after months and months of whispers and rumors what's going on with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, nobody really had any concrete information. They could not get a deal done for a new contract and a long-term extension to keep him in Baltimore. We know he was injured at the end of the season last year, missed a playoff game, but the rumors were he could have come back and played. He was healthy enough to play in that playoff game, but he was sending a message to the Ravens. I'm not going to risk further injury if you're not willing to meet my demands. Pay me the contract I need. Now, there's been a lot of rumors. We do know for a fact the Ravens offered him a 3-year, $133 million contract, fully guaranteed. So that's a pretty good deal for a guy who's now missed the end of the last two seasons. He hasn't really taken the astronomical jumps we've wanted to see from him since that MVP season in 2019, particularly on the passing side. Now, you can blame the offense, you can blame the play calling, you can blame the weapons around him, but you would have liked to see a little bigger jumps. I mean, we saw it with Jalen Hurts, was not a great passer when he first came into the league, now really took the jump in year 3, was excellent this season, MVP level candidate. We obviously know took the Eagles to the Super Bowl, so we just haven't seen that. We want to see more from Lamar. I think the Ravens want to see more from Lamar. Everybody kind of wants to see just a little bit more from Lamar, and it just hasn't been there. So regardless of all that, they gave him an offer. He turned it down. They couldn't come to an agreement on the extension, so the Ravens made the only logical decision. They had to franchise tag him. Now, they made a very interesting choice in that. They chose to give him the non-exclusive tag. Only $32 million. Now, you say only $32 million. Could have gave him like $45 to $46 million with the exclusive tag. He wouldn't have been allowed to talk to teams. Now he is available. This kind of spurred it open. He could go talk to teams, try and negotiate a deal. But if a team were to come to an agreement with Lamar on a contract, the Ravens could match that contract and he would have to sign with the Ravens. Plus, if the Ravens chose not to match it, that team he agreed with would have to pay 2 first-round picks to the Ravens plus that contract. So Lamar now has a very, very hefty price tag on him. But Lamar kind of came out, put the ball in the Ravens' court, and this situation is just over, I think, personally. He tweeted out today a letter to his fans, making it clear what his intentions were. I'll just read the letter for y'all real quick. So he tweeted out, "A letter to my fans. I want to first thank you all for all the love and support you consistently show towards me. All of you are amazing, and I appreciate y'all so much. I want you all to know not to believe everything you read about me. Let me personally answer your questions. In regards to my future plans, as of March 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization for which the Ravens have not been interested in meeting my value. Any and everyone that has met me or been around me know I love the game of football and my dream is to help a team." It cuts off there. Win a Super Bowl, I think, was the finish it with that. So Lamar has put the ball back in the Ravens' court. He says he requested a trade all the way back on March 2nd. Now, there were some conflicting reports saying they know for a fact Lamar has negotiated a contract trying to get an extension after this trade request. They know that for a fact. But man, there's just so many things swirling around. And this is kind of the situation you end up with. You don't have professional representation, Lamar. You know, it's his mom and him are his agent. He has some weird business partner running around claiming to represent him, that he's available. He wants out of Baltimore. The NFLPA has to come down. It's like, these are the situations. You're at a certain point in your career. We're talking the top tier dollars in this league. You need the professional representation. They can hammer out these little differences in the contract, the language of the contract, bonuses. this and that, and it just makes life so much easier for you. And now it feels like every bridge has been burned in Baltimore. And I see there's no way of coming back from this if you're Lamar and the Ravens. You just can't come back from this. The question is, are the Ravens going to be willing to trade him, or are they going to stay stubborn? And will Lamar press the nuclear option and just completely hold out, not sign his franchise tag, and just hold out a season? It's a very crazy situation, because if he does that, I think they clean house in Baltimore. Now, Snoop Huntley's kind of okay. He was a Pro Bowl quarterback this year. Good God help us. But he's not terrible. It's just not good enough, especially in that division. I don't think they make the playoffs, and that's 3 straight years now missing the playoffs. Harbaugh's hot seat would be on fire. He's one of the longest tenured coaches in the NFL, has a Super Bowl ring, but this is a disaster situation for him. And new GM Eric DeCosta really feels like the team fell off since Ozzie Newsome stepped down as running the show. It's been kind of bad in Baltimore, and this just is the epitome of that. So if they miss the playoffs for a 3rd straight year because Lamar holds out and they won't trade him to get the assets to be allowed to rebuild, I think they get rid of everybody. They start fresh, and maybe that could bring Lamar back into the fold, or maybe they completely blow this bad boy up. I don't think the Ravens have ever had a blow up since they moved to Baltimore, so that would be a crazy thing to see. The question is, do you budge? Do you let him negotiate a contract, let him sign with every team, agree not to match it? But who's going to pay those 2 first-round picks? I think if you're Baltimore, I'd start talking to teams saying, hey, work out a contract with Lamar, give us a first, give us a third and a second. Maybe give us a first this year and a second. Give us a first and second this year and maybe a third and fourth next year. Some picks there. Let's work it out. Because I know people pay a lot of first-round picks for quarterbacks, but Lamar really is kind of just at this precipice of his career. He's been injured 2 years in a row. He's a slider build guy. Athleticism decreases, not increase with age, and that's what he's really thrived on in his game. Now, Lamar's kind of an underrated passer, I think, but we've seen a decline. He has not risen to the occasion when it comes to his passing game. Now, you can bitch about his weapons all you want. Some of that's on you, my guy. You got to be more accurate with the football. It's not like the Ravens are like exponentially the leaders in the NFL and drop passes from their skill position guys. So there's a whole lot going on with there. I'm more than comfortable giving Lamar a contract, giving up a first, giving up a second, giving up a third and fourth next year. I'm okay with that. I'm a little uncomfortable with the 2 1s for Lamar. It just seems like a lot of investment for a guy who's been injured the last 2 seasons, plus the guaranteed money. I mean, Lamar wants $200 million guaranteed, and I don't even know if he'll accept that at this point. But I think if you can get him a 4-year, $200 million guaranteed contract, he'll probably accept that deal. I mean, maybe I would hope he would accept that deal. Maybe a 3-year, $285 million contract, not quite that extra $15 million. Give it fully guaranteed. He clearly wants the fully guaranteed money, which does put you at a little bit of risk for his injury situation. But this is a crazy situation. He wants out of Baltimore. I think it's over in Baltimore for Lamar in the Ravens. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Where is he going to end up? Does he ultimately stay in Baltimore and hold out, or does he stay in Baltimore and play? Or is somebody making a move, trading for him? I know Tennessee, Minnesota are heavy Vegas favorites. I think Atlanta would be a really interesting fit for Lamar. That's a team that's a lot better. I think it's in more of a win-now mode than anything. They just really need a quarterback. I think that would be an interesting fit for Lamar. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share this video with your friends, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.